Okay, so this is Rolando Vincoy, and I'm demoing my Java program called Gradebook. Um, it starts out with the 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 grade class that I built. It's nothing more than having four variables in that gr- grade class with getters and setters and constructors. Um, so that's my grade class. Now moving on to the main program. Um, so the main program is calling a bunch of classes as part of the program. It uses it. Um, I'm using an array list, a scanner for user inputs, the file not found exception, and file writer for file management, and IO exception. Um, so again, creating the gradebook class, it has to be the same name as the file name, and inside it it has to have a main function because that's what Java is looking to launch is the main function. Um, and I'm creating the array list of grades in here. Um, and I am creating a menu. Um, and there's six choices, six to exit. Um, and it's in a do while loop, and it's checking um, what that the user inputs, and then calls these functions that's we will be examining shortly. Um, but first off, I first started with next line in here, and it wasn't working like I expected. So I just changed it to an integer, and that worked fine. Um, exactly like what I expected. So I did that. Um, and then scanner close so that it's a good programming practice to give back the resources once the program is finished back to the system. The first function that we're going to examine here is the add grade, and it returns a grade. It's, the first thing that it does is it clears the screen because it will have the menu and you need to get rid of it. That way, um, it's a fresh screen, and um, I'm asking the user for the score, the max score, the weight, and the type. The type is it's a text, so I have to use next line here. Um, and if I don't, because I do a double, I'm reading doubles up here. It it crashes if I don't put this in here. And so this is what's weird with the next line. So um, I'm adding it here, and then I'm storing um, what the user entered for the type and putting it in the type, and then creating the grade class and returning that grade to the program, calling program. Um, the next function is the compute grade. It doesn't return anything. It just displays um, the computed grade and the letter grade on the screen, plus some other um, output, um, you know, to re respond to the user. Um, so I'm creating for loop for the grades, and uh, I'm computing it. I'm um, I'm accumulating the score, the max score, um, and I'm using the weight in here also in this computation. And then I'm computing the grade. If it's 97, it's an A plus. Um, and then if it's 93 up to 97, um, it is an A. I don't need to put the and 97 D over here, or because it's already bounded because it's an if else if statement. So it processes this first, and if it's not that, and it processes this. If it's not that, and it processes this. So I don't need to keep writing the boundary because the boundary is taken care of already up here, and it has to be sorted that correctly. That way, it will show correctly on the screen and compute correctly. And then I the switch. I'm trying to use that also. That way, I can display um, a message to the back to the user. Um, I tried at first to do a switch in the else if up here, but that didn't work correctly because you can't do a range. It has to be the exact value for using a switch. So I can do that after computing the letter grade. Then I know what the letter grade is, and then then I'm computing. Okay, what am I going to display to the user? This is what I want it to display for the user if it's an A plus, and then I'm displaying the grade. For an A, this is what it's going to say. For an A minus, this is what it's going to say. If it's an F, this is what it's going to say. And then if it's this is like the else statement. It's what if it's not any of these, it's going to default into that. So this is what it's going to display. You got to say you get a C. Final grade is this. Um, and then again, I'm pausing for the user. That way the user can read the grade because it's going to go back to the calling program. And the first thing the loop does is clear the screen in the menu. So the next one here is saving a file. I'm using the scanner to ask the user for a file name. And then there's a try catch to, to be able to save the file. Because if it, if it's not able to save the file, then it's going to perform this. Otherwise, it's going to do this. And basically, it's a CSV. I'm storing the score first, the max score next, the weight, and then the type, separated by a comma. So that's a CSV. There is no header in the file. So I'm just storing it like that. Then display grades. I'll need, I want it to be able to display all the records that it reads. I don't want just the grade and the final grade and the letter grade. I want it to display all the records. So I made this for the user or within the program. And again, there's a pause in here to give the user time to read the response. And the next thing is the open file. It returns the array list grade, and there's two scanners in here. One to ask for the file name, and then a scanner for reading the file. And I'm checking if there's if the file has next line, or basically it's a loop for checking if there's if there's data in the file. Otherwise, it's not going to do it. If there's data in the file, then it's going to store it into the line string variable. And then I'm using this split because it's a CSV, and you can split the values in that CSV into parts. And the first part is the score, next is the max score, then the weight, and then the type. Because the score, max score, and weight are double, then you're gonna need to convert it from the string. This is the converter into a double, and this is the string part, and it's gonna return a double. And then parts 3, you don't need to convert because it's already a string. So you just store it directly into a type. And then once you have all that information, you create the grade, and then you add the grade into the grades array list. And then I'm closing the reader. And then out here, I'm pausing, and then after pausing, return the grades. And that's the program in its entirety. Now I'm gonna play the program. So first thing we need to do is load the file. So I created a file called here CSE310 CSV. It has 3 rows in there of data. I'm gonna read that. CSE 310 CSV. It found it, loaded it. Now I'm gonna try to display it, and those are the values. Let's add a score. Let's do I don't know, 500 out of 500. And then this one has a weight of 70. This is the final. Let's display that again. Boom. All right, let's save that to a file. CSE 310 CSV. All right, let's do the letter grades. Oh, yeah, A plus, and well, no. Let me see that again. No, compute grades. And see, it found that one. So, all right, that's the program. Hope you guys liked it. Thank you. Bye.